Locker 103 was a ghost. It haunted the main hallway of Northwood High. For 20 long years, it had remained shut. No one could open it. The lock was old and rusted. It looked like a metal scar on the long row of blue lockers. Students whispered stories about it. Some said a ghost was trapped inside. They claimed you could hear scratching sounds late at night. Others said it was cursed. Anyone who touched it would have bad luck. The janitor, Mr. Henderson, just shook his head. He said the key was lost a long time ago. He tried to break the lock once. Sparks flew, but the lock did not budge. It was like it wanted to keep its secret forever. The legend of Locker 103 grew with each passing year. Teachers who were once students at Northwood High remembered the locker. They remembered when it was just a normal locker. Then, one day, it was locked, and it stayed locked. The student who used it, a boy named Alex, had vanished. Or so the story went. He just stopped coming to school. People said he ran away. But the creepy thing was, all his books, his jacket, everything was still inside Locker 103. The school eventually gave up trying to open it. It became a permanent part of the hallway's spooky decorations, a silent metal tomb holding onto its dusty secrets from 2 decades ago. Students dared each other to touch the rusty lock. Most were too scared. They would walk past it quickly, their eyes darting away. The air around the locker always felt colder, they said. A strange chill that had nothing to do with the school's old air conditioning system. The paint around the locker was peeling, and the metal door was dented from years of failed attempts to open it. It was a silent challenge, a mystery that everyone knew about but no one could solve. The locker just sat there, waiting. But waiting for what? Or for who? Nobody knew. And maybe, nobody wanted to know. The principal, Mrs. Davison, had a rule about the locker. "Leave it alone," she would say to any curious student. Her face would get tight and serious. She had been a young teacher at the school 20 years ago. She remembered Alex. She didn't like to talk about it. Her rule only made the mystery deeper. It made students even more curious. What was she hiding? What was so terrible inside that old locker that it had to be forgotten? The stories got wilder. They said Alex had discovered a terrible secret about the school. And that secret was still locked away, gathering dust, inside the cold, silent metal box known as Locker 103. Maya Collins was new to Northwood High. She didn't know about the school's legends. She didn't know about the ghosts or the curses. She just knew her family had moved, and now she was stuck in this old, creaky building. On her first day, the office gave her a locker assignment. Locker 103. The secretary, a woman with glasses perched on her nose, hadn't even looked up. She just handed Maya a slip of paper with the number and the combination, 180422. Maya walked down the crowded hallway, searching for her new locker. She spotted the number, wedged between 102 and 104. It looked strange. It was covered in rust. Maya frowned at the lock. It was an old combination lock, not like the built-in ones on the other lockers. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years. She checked the slip of paper again. Locker 103, combination 180422. This had to be it. Maybe it was some kind of prank they played on new students. She sighed and gripped the cold, rusty dial. She was just trying to get through her first day without any trouble. She didn't have time for silly games, but she had to put her heavy book somewhere. So, she decided to at least try the combination. What was the worst that could happen? It just wouldn't open, right? With a groan of protest, the rusty dial began to turn. Right to 18. Her fingers felt gritty from the rust. Then she turned it left, past 18, all the way to 04. The lock felt stiff and stubborn. It fought her every inch of the way. She felt a shiver run down her spine. The hallway suddenly seemed quieter. It was like everyone was holding their breath, watching her. Finally, she turned the dial right again, stopping carefully on 22. She took a deep breath. She pulled down on the lock. There was a loud, grating click. The sound echoed in the hallway. The lock sprang open. For a moment, Maya just stared. It actually worked. A gasp went through the students nearby. Whispers erupted like wildfire. "She opened it! Locker 103 is open!" The noise in the hall died down, replaced by a strange, tense silence. Everyone was staring at Maya and the open locker. Mr. Henderson, the janitor, dropped his broom with a clatter. His eyes were wide with disbelief. Maya felt her cheeks flush. She hadn't wanted to cause a scene. She just wanted a place for her chemistry book. Slowly, hesitantly, she pulled the locker door open. A wave of musty, old paper smell washed over her. It was the smell of forgotten things, the smell of time itself. Inside the locker, there was no ghost. There were no bones, just a pile of dust, a faded blue jacket, and a single thick textbook. Sitting on top of the textbook was a bundle of envelopes. They were tied together with a faded red ribbon. The envelopes were yellowed with age. Maya's name wasn't on them. The name written on the top envelope in neat, cursive handwriting was, "To the future." Her heart started to beat faster. This was weird. Really weird. She looked around, but everyone was still just staring, frozen in place. Her curiosity won. She reached in and picked up the bundle of letters. They felt delicate, like they might crumble in her hands. She untied the red ribbon carefully. It was so old it felt like it could snap at any moment. She pulled the first letter from its envelope. The paper was thin and brittle. The letter began, "If you are reading this, it means 20 years have passed. My name is Alex. Today is December 9th, 2005, and I've seen the future." Maya's eyes widened. A chill, colder than the one from the hallway, crawled up her arms. 20 years. The letter was written exactly 20 years ago. To the day. This was impossible. How could someone know the locker would be opened on this exact date? It had to be a coincidence. It just had to be. Maya's hands trembled as she continued to read. The letter went on to describe people at the school. "Mr. Henderson, the janitor, will win a small lottery next week," Alex wrote. "He will use the money to buy a new fishing boat." Maya glanced over at Mr. Henderson, who was still standing there with his mouth open. A fishing boat? The letter also mentioned a teacher. Miss Gable, the young English teacher, will one day become Principal Davison. She will be a good principal, but she will always be afraid of this locker. Maya's head snapped up. She looked down the hall toward the principal's office. Principal Davison used to be Miss Gable? The feeling in the pit of her stomach was no longer just curiosity. It was fear. A deep, cold fear. This wasn't a prank. The letters felt real. Too real. She quickly opened another letter. This one was about a student. "My best friend Mark will become the coach of the basketball team. He will be a great coach, but he will always wonder what happened to me." Maya knew the basketball coach, Coach Anderson. His first name was Mark. She felt dizzy, like the hallway was spinning around her. These letters were predictions, and from what she could tell, they were coming true. What else did these letters say? What other secrets were hidden in this dusty bundle of paper? News about the letters spread through Northwood High like a virus. By lunchtime, the entire school was buzzing. Maya found herself surrounded by students, all asking questions at once. Is it true? Did it really predict Principal Davison? Maya didn't know what to say. She showed the letter about Mr. Henderson to a few of her new classmates. Just then, a loud cheer erupted from the cafeteria. Mr. Henderson was on the phone shouting with joy. He had just checked his lottery ticket. He had won $5,000. The first thing he was going to buy? A fishing boat. The students gasped. It was true. The letters were real. The reaction from the staff was different. It was chaos. Coach Anderson read the letter about himself, his face turning pale. He sat down heavily on a bench, staring into space. He kept whispering, "Alex, I always wondered." Principal Davison demanded to see the letters. When Maya showed her the one with her name on it, the principal looked like she had seen a ghost. She snatched the letter from Maya's hand, her own hand shaking. She refused to let anyone else see it. She declared the letters a hoax, a very elaborate and cruel prank. But her fearful eyes told a different story. She knew. She knew it was real. Maya felt overwhelmed. She was just the new girl. Now she was at the center of a 20-year-old mystery that was turning the school upside down. She spent the rest of the afternoon in the library, reading through the rest of the letters. There were predictions for dozens of people. Some were small things, like who would win the homecoming game. Others were bigger, more serious. The last letter was different. It wasn't a prediction. It was a warning. It was for her. "To the person who opens my locker," it began. "You have a choice to make. The next letter tells you a secret about this school. A terrible one. You can reveal it and change everything, or you can destroy it and let the future happen as I have seen it." Maya's heart pounded in her chest. A final sealed envelope was at the bottom of the pile. This was the one Alex was talking about. This was the choice. The secret. What should she do? The predictions had already caused so much chaos and fear. What would this final secret do? Would it tear the school apart? Alex had seen the future, but he had chosen to lock it away. Now the choice was hers. She looked at the sealed envelope. The weight of 20 years, the weight of the future, was right there in her hands. She took a deep breath, her decision made. She had to know. She had to open it.